My guest today on this, the 5th episode of Spill the Tea, left school with the idea of following in the family footsteps and becoming a marine biologist. Like her brother, she has an academic brain, got great grades at GCSE level with, in her own words, not a huge amount of effort, but fell out of love with further education and fell into a job in accountancy in the city. Then she fell pregnant at an early age when having a baby young could easily have derailed or at least short-circuited her career path. But did it? Did it hell? All along, during my interview with her, she remains self-deprecating, down-to-earth and quick to laugh. She makes no claims and takes no bows. But I can't help feeling there is so much more going on behind the scenes. The girl with an academic mind who did a nail course just for pocket money. The girl who went to evening classes in college just because she wanted proper qualifications. The girl that gave up a posh job in the city because she hated public transport. My guest today is the lovely Layla Hinchen. Go and take a look. Layla Hinchen, welcome to Spill the Tea. What do you think of the name? Tell me.
I absolutely loved it, actually. When I see you, you posted a few options, didn't you, on Instagram? And yes, Spill the Tea, I loved it. It's got a right ring to it.
A couple of people were like, what on earth does it mean? What are you spilling the tea for? But of course, it's a reference to, spill the tea as in the truth,
The truth, yeah, I love it.
Which I think is quite cute. Okay, so we're going to start with talking about your journey really into PMU, okay? Layla, when you left school, how old were you when you left school?
Well, I started my A-levels. I went to college. I was doing biology, chemistry, English and psychology A-levels. Right. But I only done the first year.
Okay.
I've done a year. Then in the summer holidays, I got a little part-time job, started working, got used to the money, and then game over. Yeah, go back.
Although it sounds to me that you were a little bit more academically minded.
Yeah, well, originally I was going to do marine biology, which is a bit of a random one, following my brother. And then I fell into an accountancy job. And yeah, they wanted to train me up to be a fully fledged accountant, but I just hated it, Scott. I didn't enjoy it at all. Yeah, I just found it just boring.
Yeah, you see, I have CJ has got major dyslexia, so if you show him an A4 full of content, he breaks out into perspiration, right? But he does, I swear to God, that's the only thing I would change about him, is I'd have him love books, because I love books and reading, and he gets anxious when he has to read a lot of text. But he is brilliant with numbers.
Yeah, I do love the numbers stuff. But I suppose the accountancy background, it definitely helped me with my own business, because I do all of that. I've done VAT returns, I've done PAYE, I've done everything already before starting a business. So
See, I'm the opposite to you. So you show me a page full of numbers and I'm like, holy shit. So, which is why we work quite well together, but numbers, they freak me out, mate. I mean, long division, and I'm like, I have a whitey. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So you thought you were going to be an accountant. You started on that road, and then you fell pregnant. And at that time, you then decided this is not for me.
It was I used it as my way out, I think. I hated public transport. I used to work up the city, trains every day. Oh, I just dreaded it every morning.
Did you?
But I never had it in me to take that jump and just completely change career.
You needed an excuse.
I needed an excuse, yeah. So when
So you know what? I think this is really, really interesting, because whoever says, they got a job, you're getting paid, you got money. Whoever says, don't like this, not doing this anymore.
Yeah, and I was on good money, especially for my age. I was still very young, and it was good money. It just didn't make sense to walk away from it. But then I fell pregnant, and I just thought, I can't still do this 9 till 5 up the city every day. So I thought, it was an advert online for like an online nail course, and I just thought, I might just try that. You know, a bit of pocket money while I'm on maternity leave. I was still getting maternity from the accounting job. And that was kind of how it all started. Had no idea I was actually going to enjoy it so much.
Right.
It was just planned to be a little bit of pocket money until I decided where I was going to go with my life.
Right. Okay. So you did the nail course, then you did a little bit of hairdressing.
Yeah, so I'd done beauty first, actually. I'd done the nail course, then I'd done like a private lash course, then I decided I wanted a proper qualification, but I wanted my NVQs.
Yeah.
I went back to college. I'd done an evening NVQ over 2 years, once I'd had Alfie, done my beauty, then decided I wanted to do hair as well. So then I went and done a hair NVQ, done that back up the city, Covent Garden with Saks. Yeah, and then just kept adding on the little private courses from then.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's almost like you kept making these choices that were taking you in this direction more and more, because you said originally you never really thought about that sort of industry, but all the choices that you made really took you on a path towards permanent makeup. Classic, really, you know.
I remember when I was at school, actually, I said once to my dad I might do hairdressing, and he always said to me, no, what a waste. He said, go to college and get a proper job and earn proper money. But now looking back, it was like the best decision. I done it a bit later on, rather than straight from school. Yeah.
It's funny actually, Layla, because my dad was appalled when I
he was so disappointed when I said
I think that might be a generational thing, you know?
Yeah. I think because I come out of school, I had all my A's and B's in my GCSEs, and I don't know, my dad just thought it wasn't making the most of what I could do, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I had my brother doing like masters, PhDs. He'd been Cambridge, Harvard. So it was like I had to try and follow him a little bit and keep the standards up, and then I just went the complete opposite.
Are you a little bit of a rebel then?
Yeah. I used to be a sod when I was little.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. I was like the devil child.
Oh, right, okay. It's funny that actually you refer to one of your own as the devil child.
Well, I think it's karma. It's payback.
She like her mama.
Mum said she is exactly like me when I was little. My family used to hate me when I was a kid.
Oh, babe. I actually, my dad, I remember he was just appalled when I told him I was going to be a hairdresser. And he carried on being appalled until I think 1 year I earned something like 70 grand, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about years ago now, you know, like 25 years ago. And I took the bottom line, I took it out of the, you know, when you get your returns back from your accountant. And I said, what do you think of that? And he was gobsmacked.
Yeah. I don't think people realise, especially when you've got your own business, how much you can make in this industry.
No. You were looking at something, first of all, that was literally going to be pocket money to you.
Yeah, a little tide me over.
Yeah, just to tide you over. Then you find yourself, now you've done beauty, you've done your MBQs, you've done a little bit of hairdressing, and then you discover permanent makeup. That had been on your radar for a little while, and you decided, what made the jump then for you to decide, right, actually I'm going to do this?
It was actually when I had my brows done. Yeah, I was looking into it, I'd probably say for a couple of years, and it was a big investment, and I just kept thinking, you know, what if I can't do it? What if I'm rubbish at it? And then I had my brows done, and I just thought, just do it. I need to do it. I was just obsessed with it. And yeah, then just worked my bum off and made sure I did do it.
Sure. When did you first open your clinic?
Not that long ago, about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. And you now, how many in your team now?
6 of us now, I think there is. Yeah.
Right. So how do you divide your time? Because I know you love the clinic, the clients in the clinic, and that side of your business. I know you love that. And we've talked about this. We both have the same mindset where you've said to me, you almost feel like tattooing is your zen place.
Yeah, it's my happy place.
Your happy place, right.
Yeah, if I'm stressed, I'll go to work, and then it's like that buzz you get, you know, when you've done a client and they look amazing and you just get so like happy with yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Positive thing that we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you divide your time then between your clients and clinic work and your training and business responsibilities? Is there a balance? Do you say to yourself 2 or 3 days of that, 2 or 3 days of that, or do you find yourself swamped?
Swamped, Scott. I am useless with time management. Literally, I will find myself at 11 o'clock at night sitting there doing admin because it's the only slot I've left myself to do it. And then obviously family life and trying to fit that in as well. I'm rubbish at it, to be honest. I always try and set myself days, like I'll pencil a day out in the diary and be like, right, that's an admin day. And then I've got a client on the phone and I can't fit her in, and I end up booking her in on my admin days. I'm rubbish at saying no to people.
Difficult, isn't it? It is difficult. You've trained with some of the absolute best in the business. How many courses that you've actually done? Including, because I know you do online courses as well, don't you? I couldn't even tell you how many training courses I've done over the years. I am addicted to training. I always try and make sure I do at least two or three every year. I just think I think this is why I love permanent makeup. Like you never know everything. You just can't get bored with it. There's so much to learn. So I'm always training. Have you had any during that time and all the courses you've done? Have you had any really standout moments when you've left a course or you finished with a trainer and you've been like, holy shit, that was awesome?
Do you know what? Actually, last year I done Natalia Yeremenko's masterclass, and when I booked it, it was 2 days, long days, like 10 till 7 they was, and we had no models. It was all theory. And I remember thinking before the training course, how much can she spend talking about hair strokes for 2 days without us even doing models, like all theory? And I'd come away from that course and I thought I needed another day with her. Honest to God, it was amazing. Her knowledge is, she's another level.
Wow.
Just in hair strokes, it was just amazing. I learned so much.
That's one for the books then. When did you start the PMU Circle?
Officially launched January this year.
January, that's right. Layla, what inspired you to do that? I mean, from my perspective, an absolutely brilliant idea. Nothing like it in the industry in the UK. So what actually made you sort of think to yourself, light bulb?
It was actually Katie, my PA, and Claire. We was all just standing in the salon having a chat, and Katie said to me, like, you get so many messages through social media from people you've never trained, always asking for free help, basically, like, how do you do this? And I spend so long every evening replying to people. And she sort of said to me, you need to put something together. So I just thought, you know, that when you start permanent makeup, it is quite a lonely place if you don't have friends that do it. I remember when I first started, and I didn't want to keep badgering my trainer, and I spent thousands just to go and ask someone one silly little question, because there was nowhere to go. Like, we never had all the forums and that 6 years ago, did we? Like what we've got now. So I just thought I just wanted to really put a bit of a support network in place for people of all levels, but like a safe place, you know, like a lot of people don't like going on the big forums because you're too quick to get shot down, so they're not really there for what they're there for.
I don't like going on the big forums. I done a couple of years ago on one of the American forums, and I got absolutely trashed. And it was like this mob mentality, you know?
Yeah, hate it.
I put my barely their lips out. I won't even mention the name of the forum because it's very well known. I put my barely their lips out, and I got, babe, I can't tell you what they said to me and what they said about the borderless, very superficial shading. It was just, that's not going to be there in 2 weeks. You haven't worked deep enough. I mean, just awful. And it really upset me. So I do get that. It's
no, but everyone wants to do a belly there finish.
Yeah, but it's interesting that you say, and I think that's really important, a safe place.
Yeah, I wanted a safe place. And do you know what? We've got so many aspects to the circle now. Like I do like the monthly modules. So we have like educational content each month. But then a lot of people actually love it for the networking. We do like our little buddy up each month where 2 artists will spend a month buddying up where they like will kind of share ideas and stuff. Yeah, it's just a nice, safe environment where you can learn, make friends and support each other.
Yeah. And kind of, and I know this might sound controversial, almost the opposite of what we've seen in the past, where some of the bigger companies have had very big forums that have tried to almost do what you've done, but then excluded trainers.
Yes, yeah.
Because I was a member of several different, I won't mention them, but several different forums, and as soon as I started doing training, I was
yeah.
with snippy messages from personal assistants and all the rest of it. And it's really, really interesting because I think that's a very dated way of thinking about networking and training. And it's, of course, ultimately, what you are doing is inclusive.
Yes, and we bring trainers onto the modules. Like, I think it's really important to learn from other people. Like, if I do a beginner course, I say to my students, don't come back to me for all your advanced stuff. Like, you need to learn from other people. So it is kind of bringing all the trainers together and all working together, and because we've all got different advice and different skills and techniques to offer.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of just bringing everyone together.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. You are like Mother Teresa of culture.
Yeah, let's all be family.
I love that. Hey, how many members do you have now?
We've got over 300 now.
Wow.
Yeah, when I started the circle, I've done like a pre-launch just to see how many people would be interested in it. And I priced it low, 20 quid a month. And I just said to the girls, if I get 15, 20 people sign up, that'll warrant me time to do some videos each month for it. Had no idea how quick it was going to take off. So yeah, I launched with no modules, no content. And literally,
I really like doing that because it's like working to a deadline. You know, yeah. I'm famous for it. I'm going to do this. And then CJ's like, well, you better fucking hurry up then because you haven't even started it, mate. Yeah.
You know what? I just had this idea. The next morning, it was on Facebook. I was putting it out there. Because I just thought as well, I didn't want to put all that time into making videos and then it didn't take off. But then, yeah, when everyone started signing up, it was like, I've actually got to get off my house now to get all this together.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so with the part that we're going to go into now is a little bit more sort of work orientated. I just want to talk to you about sort of tech stuff, really. I know the answer to this, but I want you to tell us anyway. What is your favourite machine right now?
The Valhalla.
Why?
I love it. Do you know what? It's just so versatile. Like with the cam on the outside, like when I had the Zion, then I thought to myself, I want to buy another Zion so I can have one with a 1.8 in it, one with a 2.5 in it. And then the Valhalla come out and it's like you can be working and you just twist the dial and change it. So like if you're doing a combination brow, harder for my strokes, quick little change, do my shading. I just love how versatile it is. Like I can pick that machine up for anything that I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to have to give it a try. What do they retail at, babe?
489.
489. Okay, 489. Okay, cool. I'm going to ask Gemma if she'll send me one to have a play with for trying.
Hers arrived today. She just got 2 of them in.
Did she? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, great. Okay, so Valhalla, and you said why, the fact that it's so incredibly versatile, all in one machine. I'm really looking forward to having a play with that. What's your go-to needle?
1RL acupuncture.
Yeah? Any particular brand?
Yeah, I use the macro PMU ones.
Okay, I know, yeah, lovely. And pigments, what's your favourite pigment brand? Or are you a little bit like me? Are you a little bit promiscuous when it comes to pigment brands?
A few ranges. It depends what I'm doing, Scott. Like, if I'm doing like my Invisi ranges, I'll always use like something like Permablend, Tina Davies, Even Flow. I'd probably say my new favourite organic range. But the minute I do hair strokes, Monica Ravani's pigments are my go-to pigments.
Yeah. Are they, Monica's, I have got to get my act together. I've got to get them. Layla, are they as good for a pixelated hair stroke as they are for a machine hair stroke?
Yep, I've done some pixelated strokes before lockdown actually, and they come back beautiful.
Really?
I think they sit in the middle. Like, I feel like they are more concentrated than like your Li Aqua, but just not quite as concentrated as like your Permablends. They sit in the middle somewhere.
Slightly softer.
Yeah, like they will heal softer than your Permablend.
Right. What percentage do they lose? Because I think Permablend loses between 15 and 20% maximum. So with Monicas, they're just a little bit softer than that?
Yeah, maybe 30, not much. Like, they still have amazing retention on them.
Yeah. Everybody tells me they're brilliant, so I must.
Oh, they are my favourite.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Babe, what can you just simply not work without when you're in the clinic?
My head torch. Actually, you introduced me to that head torch when I trained with you. I can't work without it now. Even with my big ring light above me, still now the head torch just makes such a difference.
Yeah. I had an interesting conversation with Alice Kingdom about this, and she's got the most amazing lighting in her clinic room, and she said she has like an on-off love-hate relationship with head torches. I just simply cannot work without one.
No, I got so used to it, and now, so we've got a few now to rotate when one's charging.
Yes, yeah, of course. What continues to inspire you working in this industry?
Just the growth of it, I think. Like, it just changes so quickly, doesn't it? And I love how the industry is evolving. I love how everyone's starting to come together now as well. Like a couple of years ago, you wouldn't get that help or support from other trainers, would you? Everyone was so defensive and so secretive about everything. Yeah, I just love it. it, and there's always something to learn.
I think there's a lot less of that now, and I think that I do have to tell you that I think that projects like the PMU Circle are helping to break down barriers that were between 20, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. You're right, helping each other is the way forward.
I just think it's better for the industry as a whole, rather than everyone being so secretive, and you're seeing loads of trainers now like collaborating and doing cool together. It's lovely. I really it's really nice.
If you had unlimited resources and you could open a clinic and live and work anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I think I said Thailand for this. I've never actually been to Thailand, but I just don't think it would ever disappoint.
I can't get over that, because one of the questions I was going to ask is, what language would you like to speak? And you said Thai!
If you're going to live out there, you've got to know the language.
I reckon it's because you just want to order and sound professional when you're ordering your takeaway. That's what I reckon.
Just imagine working on their skin all day, every day.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
Amazing, amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
If you were interviewing me for a job, what would be the first question you would ask me?
What did I say? Oh yeah, milk or water first in your coffee. And
Oh,
the most
God,
important thing in my life.
if you had an unlimited budget, what innovation would you like to create for us in our industry? What do you think, if you had absolutely unlimited budget?
Do you know what I would really like?
What?
I'd like a little robot, like my second pair of hands, you know?
A clone?
Yes. When you've forgot something in your tray and you've got to take all your gloves off to go and get it, I'd just like my little robot just dispensing it for me.
Right, okay, I like that actually. I do like that. Layla, what do you think our industry is going to look like in the next 10 years?
God, I don't know. I think it's going to be bloody amazing.
Me too. Yeah.
I think it's definitely evolving. It's getting better.
Yes.
Techniques are getting better. Like just the whole industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's going to be a little saturated, maybe, I don't know. But as with any industry, there's definitely a lot more people training in permanent makeup now.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you. I think it is going to become saturated, but what that's going to do is it's going to force standards up. Because if you're good, you won't have a business.
Yeah, it's true.
So so I agree with you 100%. Okay. Who is your PMU hero or heroine and why? So
at the minute, I really love Oksana's work. I actually done some Zoom training with her in lockdown. She's been on my hit list for ages. But yeah, just her, again, I just really love all the softness and the style to like the Europeans, kind of all of their work.
Yes. Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I just love their whole style and their approach to permanent makeup. But I feel like Oksana was definitely one of the first to do the pixelated strokes, or that I found. And just talking to her, like it's actually the only method she offers now. She won't do classic strokes, just because of the way they heal. But yeah, I'm in awe of her work at the minute. Absolutely love it.
She is brilliant. Yeah. Okay, so we're going the next section we're going to talk about is your work. Your clinical work, your client-based work. Things don't always go as expected. Have you ever had a time when you didn't meet a client's expectations, and how did you manage to turn the situation around?
There was actually a client not long before lockdown. She was my demo model for a level 4 beginner course. And I was doing her lips and she was very nervy. She wanted them very natural. So I think we used like Trey Pink or French Fancy, like a super nude, barely there colour. Didn't really do a strong outline on it. I kept them really, really soft and finished. And I thought, yeah, she's going to love them. They look amazing. And she sat up and she was just like, I hate them. I hate them. Can you get it off? Get it off. Remove it. Oh my God, when can you remove it? I hate it. I don't look like me. And I had 4 beginner students behind me. And I was just like, what? Honestly, I wanted to die. So I just said to her, like, I couldn't get any more natural than what we've done. I didn't really shape the lips, nothing. But she was adamant. She said, right, well, when can we remove them? I just said to her, I said, please just trust me. They are a little bit swollen, a little bit puffy. I said, they will settle down. And if you're really, really unhappy, I said, I will pay for you to have them removed. I promise you they're going to be fine. So I told Katie to follow up with her a week later. I said, just put a little reminder to follow up with her. And when she came back for a retouch, she wanted to go darker. Absolutely cracked my pants. Yeah, she apologised. She said, I knew I was a pain in the bum. She said it was a bit of a shock. She was like, right, let's go darker. And I was like, no, we're not going darker. But afterwards, I did say to my students, like, it was probably a good example on how to deal with that situation and reassure your client and have that confidence in your ability and your work. They was all standing behind me with open mouths at the time. I was like, I didn't know where to look.
So, Layla, that's real life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because sometimes when you're doing demo models, they don't say anything. Like, they're just like, yeah, it's lovely, thank you, and off they go. And you don't. But she was like complete extreme. Like, she was nearly in tears. She hated them. So yeah, that's one that definitely sticks in my mind. But
I actually, there's only really one that I've had, and I did this girl's eyebrows, and she was very dark, pale skin, dark hair, and she, at the end of the session, she hung her head. You know, I showed her her brows, right, and she hung her head, and she just started silently weeping. I mean, I just wanted to just...
Your heart just sinks, doesn't it?
God. Oh. And as it turned out, really similar to you, I saw her 6 weeks later, and she almost threw her arms around me and said, I am so sorry, I love them, you know, and is there any way we can make the arches a bit higher, and can I have it? Oh my God. But,
all them sleepless nights we have.
But Layla, I didn't sleep for about 2 or 3 nights after that. You know, every time I put my head on the pillow, it was her little face with tear stains on her. Yeah, I mean, just bloody dreadful. Okay, so tell me about a time when you feel like an absolute hero in work.
I think you always do, but I've got to say, when I started doing areola, that feeling. I don't think I've actually completed an areola without crying at the end yet. Both me and my client are always in tears at the end. Yes. It's another level. I love it.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of areola work. I've only done, I think, maybe, and I trained about 8 or 9 years ago with Taryn Weiss.
Yeah.
And every single time I've done it, there's been tears.
Yeah, it's their reaction when you show them at the end. And like, I know with permanent makeup, we are making a difference to people. But I just feel like this is so much more. Yes. It means so much more to that person.
Yeah, you're right. Tell me about a time when you have just thought, sod this, and you wanted to throw the towel in. Has there ever been a time when you just like, this is not for me?
Loads. More in the beginning.
Yeah.
When you're sweating your way through a procedure and it's not going in. And, but I've got to say, I've done an eyeliner masterclass with Andrea. I think it was maybe about 6 months after qualifying from my beginners. So it was quite an intense course as my first masterclass. And yeah, she was an amazing trainer, but she was in my ear shouting at me the whole time. Stop, no, don't do that, do this. And I was literally, I come out and wanted to cry. But I learned so much. It was brilliant training. When you look back now, it was like it had to be perfect or you were not finishing. Right. So I come home next day, I got my friend round because I was like, I've got to try this, like a big Latino winged liner. Oh my God, Scott, it took about 5 hours. Yeah, I had to keep letting her get up, having a break, and then I don't even know what I was doing. No idea what I was doing, but literally 5 hours of tattoo in her eyes, and then after a week, the whole thing disappeared.
Ooh.
And I just felt, I'm not cut out for this. Not cut out for this. And I am a perfectionist, and if I can't do something perfectly, I'm not doing it. So I just, at one point, I hated it, and I just thought, I can't do this. It's too unreliable. Actually, not realising it was me, not the treatment. So yeah, but I think then I went and done some more training and got my confidence back up.
Okay, how have you coped generally with lockdown?
Oh, I've been from one extreme to the other. When lockdown first hit, I was in my element. I loved it. I had to-do lists as long as you can imagine, and I was just literally ploughing through. I guess I was lucky with getting out of homeschooling because Alfie was in year 11, so GCSE's done. He didn't have nothing to do, and then Eva's preschool, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Right.
Yeah, loved it. Ploughed on, got so much stuff online, like really worked on the business, I guess, rather than in the business. But maybe like I'd say a few weeks ago, I've had enough now. I'm like, I need to get out. I need to see people. I want normality again.
Yes.
And I'm not good at being around the same people all the time.
Right.
I need to start. I don't even want to talk to my household members anymore. It's like I need to speak to other people.
You need external stimulation.
Yes, it's like when you go on holiday. I can't wait to come home at the end of it because I've been with the same people too much, too long. I feel like it's the last day of my holiday every day now.
That's brilliant. I love that. What's the first thing you'll do when lockdown is lifted?
Oh, go down the pub. I want to go for a nice meal. We used to eat out quite a lot, like 2 times a week, probably minimum. We'd go to a restaurant, have a nice meal. So I really do just miss that, just going out and just socialising.
Yeah.
And then to work, I'm just dying to get into skin, real skin.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with you entirely. We eat out probably 2 or 3 times a week. For us, it's been really, I mean, I'm married to, he was a chef in another life, so he's a damn good cook. But we really do miss that side of normality. Hopefully, it won't be too long. You haven't got, you're slightly ahead of us in England, aren't you? Because we're still on full lockdown here in Wales. But you're allowed to go shopping now, aren't you?
Shops opened on Monday.
Yeah.
But I am not going anywhere near them at the minute. The queues are just ridiculous.
I don't understand. What are they shopping for?
Yeah, just go online.
They're not going anywhere, are they?
Exactly. Yeah, not going out.
Okay, so you just won 10 million quid on the lottery. What is the first thing you would do, and would you continue to work, young lady?
I'd book a flight somewhere.
Thailand.
And I'd go to Thailand. Start looking for the big mansion out there. Plan. I 100% would still work. I couldn't not work. I have to keep myself busy. I'm not good at just doing nothing. I'd definitely still work. Maybe less hours. I'd still work. Yeah. I'd definitely go home.
Actually, I didn't realise how much I would enjoy working on online content.
Yeah, I think online, like when you said earlier as well, where's the industry going? I think all the online stuff is definitely going to stay post-lockdown.
It's not going anywhere.
No, I think it's a brilliant way. I've been doing loads of like Zoom mentoring with students in my slippers. It's brilliant.
And it's funny, isn't it, Layla? As a kid, I was always happiest sketching and drawing. And I was quite solitary as a child. And as that has sort of transferred into my adult life. If you said to me, Scott, I need you to do me 3 sets of brows, 1 inverted brow, 1 ombre brow, 1 feather stroke brow. Could you do them for me till tomorrow, babe? I can't tell you how happy that would make me. Yeah. Honestly. So I'm to do that a couple of hours work and film it or then use it for educational, whatever I'm doing. I am really happy when I'm doing that. Do you find the same? Do you actually like doing the physical? Yeah.
Love it, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. If you were, and I know this is a silly question, but I get to ask anything I like, which is one of the reasons I like doing this. If you were a superhero or a supervillain, who would you be? This, don't you?
I'd have to be a hero, never a villain.
Okay.
Maybe Batman.
Batman.
A little bit of mystery to him.
Yeah.
Just swooping in and saving the day.
I see you in the Batman outfit, I do.
That girl.
What was the last present that you got for somebody?
Oh, that would have been for Eva. What did I get earlier? Oh, do you know where we did go actually when the shops opened? We went to Smith's toy shop.
Right.
We got a Cinderella doll.
Excellent.
Yeah, we promised her. It was the only shop without a queue, so that's the only reason she was allowed to go in there.
Okay. What was the last present that somebody bought you?
Was my it was Valentine's present. Was a trip. Where was we going? Croatia. It was a trip to Croatia, which obviously hasn't gone ahead now.
No.
But we'll obviously book it once everything starts going again.
Sure. Okay. And while we're on presents, what's the best present you've ever had?
Oh God, I don't know. I would probably say holiday.
Lots of people say that.
Yeah, I guess you get a lot of material things, but holidays. It's like an experience as well, isn't it? I think Dubai was probably my favourite. We went to Dubai for 4 nights. I just love that place.
Oh really? Why?
Love it. It's just so luxurious, isn't it? Like
I've never been.
Oh, Scott, you'd love it. You are treated like royalty out there.
Really?
Honest to God, it's like in the end you've got to be like, I'm fine, just leave me alone now, because they just can't do enough for you.
Really?
It's so yeah, loved it.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
My last question for you is: if you were stuck on a desert island and had all the food and water and shelter you needed, what 3 personal items would you take?
Toothbrush.
Yeah.
Toothbrush comes everywhere with me. And a nail file. Really, really boring stuff, but I can't not do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I allowed my phone?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Can't
are.
live without my phone. I get told off all the time. But yeah, they would be my phone.
Yeah, I got to say, the toothbrush one is really good, and I've got one of those ones that that you press a button and it goes bonkers, and I don't feel clean until I've used
it. Yeah, that feeling. That's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth.
Yeah. Before you go, tell me, is there anybody that you would like to see? Anybody that you think might have a bit of fun with on Spill the Tea?
Oh, that's a good one. I think you've got to get Karen on here.
You know what? Listen to me. I always say that I never chase anyone. So I usually ask people once. And if they don't get back to me, then I might send one chaser. Okay? But after that, then I'm not, you've decided not to do it as far as I'm concerned. Karen, okay, she has promised, she keeps sending me these messages saying, I'm on it, babe. And I'm like, really? We're big buddies, me and Karen. I'm on it, babe, I'm on it. I'm forgotten, babe, I'm on it. And then she's moved house and she's got unpacking to do and she's got something else to do. And I see these posts on Instagram of her and her fella and Joey out doing whatever they're doing, looking, and she always looks, like, it's amazing. And I'm like, and I say to CJ the other day, yeah, look, Karen's on it. And I show so you've reminded me.
She just makes you smile, even just talking to her. Like, she's such a big personality.
Yeah,
that was like when I was doing the lives, I was like, I have to get Karen on there.
Yeah. She's actually, I have got to tell you that I think probably there's maybe 3 people in my life that have actually almost made me pee my pants from laughing so much. And Karen is one of them. Sometimes I've had to say to her, stop.
That's enough.
Because my abs are killing me and I've got to go to the loo. So just stop, Brilliant. I do love it. Okay, that's one to remember. Hey, babe, thank you so much for today.
Thank you for having me.
For your time. It's been absolutely lovely. And it's great to have a little insight into your really busy world, your bonkers busy world. And I can't help but think exciting times ahead for everybody in the PMU Circle, because knowing you, there will be new things coming along, there'll be innovation. Yeah, we will be looking at things in different ways. So I'm really excited to be a part of that. Thank you for that. I can't promise that I won't knock on your door again in a couple of months and ask you to come back and talk to me again on Spill the Tea. I know that people would like that. So again, thank you, darling, and
Right, thank you.
I shall speak to you again, okay?